What's up, guys? So, see, I got the headset. See, I got the hat turned backwards. See, I got my paper. And you see, I got all my stuff right there. So that can only mean one thing. I'm done with training! So, I'm done with training, guys. Monday, I get my truck and I roll out on my very first load. You guys have no idea how excited I am and how long I've been waiting for this moment. My trainer has heard me tell him nonstop that I'm just like ready, man. So I'm gonna make this video kind of short because I want to save the really big stuff for next week when I'm in my own truck and I have more liberty to do stuff. So um, I'm gonna go over what kind of loads we had for my final week. I'm gonna give my week 5 recap on training, and I'm gonna give my evaluation to the public on TMC's training from when I first talked on the phone with the recruiter up into now. So it's been roughly 2 months long that I've been in training with TMC. Um, I started talking with Eric. He's one of the main recruiters that TMC has, and I started talking with him back in early January when I was going through the CDL school to get my CDL, and then things just started falling into place, guys. So if you guys are on this grind, keep on it, man, because you're gonna be in these shoes one day, and man, it's gonna come like a freight train. I'm not gonna lie. 5 weeks ago, I was sitting in a room like this in this exact same hotel, telling you I'm about to start week 1. So, guys, it's now at the end of week 5, and I'm about to get my truck, and I can't tell you how excited I am. And I can't wait to bring you all some pretty cool content. And as we climb subscribers, I want to be like these other channels. I want to give back to you guys. So hey, might be doing a headset giveaway, a strap winder if you guys are in flatbedding, or stuff like that. If you guys are in dry van, might give you like a Chrome Shop gift card or something like that. If you go with the company, you probably won't be able to do Chrome, but um, I'll give you like a Pilot gift card or whatever have you. So without further ado, let's get into these loads. So the load I had going home over the weekend. So last week got cut a little bit short because of the load that we got. We got a load of paper rolls coming from Oklahoma up into Baltimore, and so Oklahoma is actually the furthest west I've ever been. So that was a cool experience for me. Going there, we dropped off a load of shingles. I believe I mentioned that in the last video. If I didn't, then we dropped off a load of shingles in Oklahoma. So it was kind of a neat experience going through Oklahoma. Like I said in the last video, if you guys are from Oklahoma, please, please, please write to your local and state governments telling them that they need to fix those roads, because those roads, I'm not gonna lie, they are bumpy. I thought these roads out here in Tennessee were horrible. Guys, those roads out there, you feel like you're a cowboy going out to the west, 8-second ride kind of stuff. It's bad. Like, it's really bad. Now I know they're trying to fix it, but with Corona and all that going on, I understand. So yeah, so we dropped off a load of shingles. We picked up a load of paper rolls going to Baltimore. So that's where we dropped that off. That load paid like almost 3 grand to the truck, guys. So that would have been a very hefty payday for me. Granted, I was carrying that over the weekend. So we got home. Well, we got to my trainer's area Thursday into Friday morning, and we sat on it, and then we left kind of early on Sunday to get to Baltimore. Sunday night into Monday. So that's what went on there. From there, we got some lumber out in Virginia. Hey, home state. That was we went to somewhere in Fredericksburg, I believe, or somewhere near Fredericksburg. Picked up a load of lumber. It's an interesting load of lumber though because it was all treated. So treated lumber, one, weighs more, two, doesn't need to be tarped, and three, it looks kind of weird on a trailer because it's only like one layer across the across the thing. Now my trainer said sometimes treated lumber comes in multiple layers, but this load only had one layer, and I believe that load paid, yeah, it paid close to $1,000 to the truck. So I paid a little over $1,000 to the truck. So that was a nice payday for me. And if you guys aren't aware, um, when I get my own truck, I'll be making 26% of my load, or 45 cents a mile. So that's kind of what I'm going off of. So that paid a little bit more than $1,000 to the truck. So I would have been taking home um, $277 of it. So not bad. After that, I got my first. Well, I've done this kind of load before, but it was big coils. This was a load of wire coils. Got that here in Tennessee. Needed to have a steel tarp, but they're wrapped up kind of like slinkies. So if you guys aren't aware of what slinkies are, it's like this wire stuff. It's like about as thin as my finger for width and all that, and it's just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped and wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, and that's what makes up the coil. How you wrap those is kind of interesting. If I ever haul them again, I'll be sure to put a securement video up there. That way y'all can see that. So that was my first time doing a slinky load. That load paid pretty well to the truck. It paid, I think, about $1,300 to the truck. So I walked out with $350. Not a bad day. Um, the next load I hauled actually was slinkies. It was slinky coils. Same way as the wire coils, secured the same way. That load was a little bit low, but it was to get us closer to. Actually, that load went up to Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Just north of Milwaukee. That's where that load went. That load didn't pay very well, and it was going kind of a long way. So, um, for me, in my opinion, it went a long way for the miles, but hey, I'm still getting paid regardless if it's um, bounce or loaded. So, I know that load had about 500 miles on it. I would have walked away with 188 bucks on it. So not a bad day. The load that we picked up after that, coming out of Wisconsin. Also, that's the furthest north I've ever been. So, hey, I'm crossing things off, man, off my bucket list. My bucket list, I want to visit every state. I want to visit its capital and try to visit as many major cities that I can in the U.S. So, coming out of Wisconsin, we had a load of shingles. Um, Going down to, I believe, yeah, going down to Tennessee, and that's what brought us home today. Excuse me, Corona. I'm just kidding. I don't have coronavirus. The poorly timed joke. My bad. But yeah. So we had a load of shingles going down to Tennessee. Um, and that load paid kind of decent to the truck. Um, and that load for shingles, it's kind of rare that you see them tarped, but we had to tarp it, and that was the first like whole tarp job I've done by myself. That was, yeah. So from start to finish, loading on the loading process, them loading on the trailer, me pulling out, strapping, tarping, and all that jazz. That was my first time me doing it without really any help, any supervision, kind of like if I was in my own truck. Um, so that load was definitely kind of a wake up call for me that I definitely need to become faster. So yeah, that was a load of shingles, and then today we got dispatched on a load kind of late. So that load won't be picked up until Monday. But that's not that big of a deal. My trainer came home empty today. Got home really early, like noon, which, I'm not sure how rare or non-rare that is. I'm gonna find out for myself come Monday. So a lot to look forward to, guys. Um, so now my thoughts on the training process for TMC. So from start to finish, guys, orientation and the driver training portion, honestly, I was kind of afraid. I was afraid of what to expect. I was afraid of what I would see. I was afraid. I was basically getting in my own way. Because when I got in my trainer truck, guys, you're 9 times out of 10, your trainer is gonna end up being one of your best friends. You're gonna talk to him even after training. You're gonna let him know what you're doing. If you have any questions, he's your first point of contact. Um, Guys, your trainer's gonna be there to help you even when you get in your own truck. So I have my trainer's number. He has my number. We both have headsets. We're gonna be talking a lot because I want to make sure I'm doing this stuff right and getting it there safe, secure, and efficiently. Um, and making money. So, um, overall training, guys, it's really, really good. I've, the military kind of, takes the cake when it comes to training because you're in basic for 9 weeks and then you go to your AIT, or if you're in OSAT, then OSAT, OSAT, same thing. One stop unit training is what it means. Um, they make sure that you know your job coming out. TMC does a really good job of making sure you know what you're gonna do, what you can expect on the day to day, and about what pay and all that. Also, guys, they give you this whole sheet right here, um, based on like what loads you've hauled. You write everything down. You write down your miles. Like you get to keep track of what you're doing. So I ended up out of training. I ended up with 11,080 miles. I had over 100 and over about 135 backs. It doesn't seem like a lot because maybe some of the time I wasn't keeping track. Some of the time I was keeping track. I don't know, but excuse me. I felt like I kept pretty good track of my backs and all that. So I'm probably off by a little bit, but um, yeah, guys, 11,080 miles, no low claims, no accidents. I didn't break anything. Um, I'm in one piece. My trainer's in one piece. Nothing, nothing too crazy, which means I was doing a good job. My trainer was doing a good job. Also, my training coordinator, um, big shout out to her. I won't give her name on this because I'm not sure if she'll watch this or not, but definitely a great person. No complaints at all. But yeah, guys, I just want to give you kind of a wrap up video on training. Um, awesome process, awesome company so far. I see myself being with TMC for a hot minute. I mean, a hot minute could be anywhere between 6 months up to like 10 years or something like that. I don't know, but whatever the future holds, taking y'all with me on the ride. And so the next time I put up a video will be Monday. You guys will see my truck. I'll give you a little truck tour and see how everything is set up. And we go on my first load. So stay tuned. And y'all have a great weekend. Stay corona and virus free. Um, and I'll see y'all in the next video. If I can turn this off.